Hi everyone, it's Sally here, and I have been doing some book harvesting or book gutting or just removing the text block from old books so that I can use the covers to make journals. And so I had a bunch, they kind of piled up, and I needed to get to work on them because they take up a lot of space that way. So once they are all the innards are removed, I have, and I'll show you what it looks like. I have a stack like this. And this is, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books here. These books have had all the innards removed. And usually what I do is I try to, sometimes I'll save a few pages, and this one here, I kind of like to save the title page. So these are some that are already done. I like this size because it's basically a, isn't that cool? That's an Ellery Queen mystery. It's called Halfway House. I left the skull on there. I'm thinking about doing a Halloween journal on that one. This one has such a beautiful picture on the cover. This one, actually, there was no spine, so I'm going to try to use it and build a new spine on it because it is such a sweet little cover. So these are some I've already done, and I have a stack over here that I thought I would work on. I just thought maybe I'd turn the camera on in case I know there's a lot of videos out there on people who have shown how they do it. I have my own little technique, and here's my tools I'm going to be using. I have a small, and I don't use all these tools for every book, but I like to have them handy. A small pair of scissors, large pair of scissors, and this one actually has a blade cover which has a staple puller right at the end, so I kind of like that. And I do use the staple puller. Sometimes books have staples, sometimes they don't. A pair of pliers. This is an old letter opener, comes in handy sometimes. My beautiful French knife I found at an estate sale. I love this knife. It was so cheap, and it has such a wonderful thin blade, and it's really great for getting under those threads when you want to open up a signature. And a craft knife, and the pliers are basically, I use those if I have to, snap off a new blade. So, and here's the books I'm going to do. I like to do these novels. I like the size of them. They're all pretty standard, like about all of them are about the same size. So like 7.5 by, this one's 4 3/4. Some are a little bit more. And the spines are, usually a little over an inch. These are just, basically, these were the paperback novels of this era, which most of these are late 1900s. And so they're kind of like, they're not in good condition. They're falling apart, and really cheap paper. I don't feel bad about taking these apart. They've kind of served their purpose. They were enjoyed and read, hopefully, by many people. Right now, they're just kind of really just, taking up shelf space, and they're really so worn out. I don't feel sentimental, or I don't feel bad about taking these books apart. When I'm looking through at books, and I buy a lot of my books in thrift stores, I usually I don't like to pay any more than $3 for one of these books. And I mean, if it's something that looks like it's of value, I might buy it, or I might leave it for someone else. Books like that, I do like to collect, and I have some that I am not planning on taking apart that are just too beautiful. But these, like I said, these are the paperback novels of the early 1900s. So I think they make great journal covers. So I'm going to show you how I do it. Let's start with this one. I love the cover on this. Isn't that gorgeous? The spine's in good condition. I'm hoping I can save that. And some of the pages are already falling out. I do recycle the paper. Okay, so I like to start at the back, just because I worry more about preserving the looks in the front. So once I get the back free, I can, the front is a lot easier to do. And lots of times in these old books like this, I just pull and it starts coming apart like that. And then I take my beautiful French knife and I just slice right through that book cloth. Because now that, you know, the book cloth was the only thing holding it together. So now that that's done and the spine is still in good condition, I can see that there is, now I can see that there's a crack right here. But that's okay, because I will mend that, and when I'm done, it will probably be practically invisible. Okay, so now that I've got the back loose, I've got the front here, and I don't know if you can see, but really the only thing holding it together is a little bit of book cloth right there. So I'm just going to take my knife and just slice right down it, like so. Okay, so now I have the cover, and except for that tear there, you see it's cracked all the way through. I don't know if I just did that just now or if it was already like that. I didn't notice it. So usually what I like to do now is maybe clean this up just a little bit. So take my scissors and I just cut this part that's sticking up. I cut that off. I don't spend a lot of time fixing them up or repairing the spines right now, because when I go to put it into a journal later, I'll do that then. And, you know, I'm not sure how I'll do it. If I want to enlarge the spine, if I want to put fabric here to reinforce it or what. I mean, this stuff here is coming loose. I might peel a little of that off. I want to get all that off as much as I can before I make it into a book. Okay, so there we go. Now, for this, I'm not sure I'm going to try to save too many of these pages because they're so, you know, they're so fragile. Look at that. See, they just break. They're too crumbly. And I don't see any beautiful illustrations that I want to save, but I would like to save this. I like the way this looks. If you like to use the spines like I do, for, you know, just in tags or whatever, collage, why, I do like to save those. Here's one that was kind of like an old book like this that just kind of has all those little edges of pages still on it. I just think that says such a neat texture. So I think I'm going to do that with this one. Let's see if I can. This should probably come off pretty easy, and I think I would like to save that spine. I'm just going to work on both sides and tear them off. So I'm taking a little clump of a 1/4 of an inch thick, ripping it off. Let's do one on this side. It's like, it tears so easily, just breaks apart. And I like the way this is looking, and I like the dark color of it. So I think about, you know, that I'm saving this from the landfill. It's getting another use. Oh, look at that beautiful spine. Isn't that great? Definitely will use that. So that goes over in my basket. Then instead of going into the landfill, these pages can now go into the recycling, because it's just paper now, and, you know, that could be recycled. So I have a bag over here I keep the pages in, and I will recycle those. So let me just clean this up a little bit. That one was a messy one. Okay, so there's the cover. I'm going to put it over here with the others. And here's one that's hopefully not quite so crumbly. Looks like it's in a little bit better shape. It's certainly got a pretty cover. I love the ones with a pretty lady on the cover. I just think, I mean, I have no trouble selling those as journals. Those sell really fast. And lots of times I won't turn it into a really fancy embellished journal. Lots of times I just make it as a naked journal, and they sell really well. Okay, so here, this page is actually attached right here. Sometimes I like to just pull this part apart and try to say, if this was a pretty page, I would save it. But since it's not, I'm going to take it off. I am actually do save these blank pages because I use them for the backs of tags, to back tags with, and you know, for writing space. Rather than use up all my tea-stained paper. Since I have so many of those, why not just use them? So I save those kind of blank pages. Okay, so here we're down to the book cloth. I can see the book cloth right there starting to rip a little bit. So I'm going to take my knife and see if I can just cut through that without cutting the spine. So that went pretty easily. Now we'll go to the front. And once again, there's nothing really holding it here except for that book cloth. So I just cut right down there, like so. Okay, looks like the spine came out in really good shape. No tears, no rips, no cuts. I'm going to look at these pages and decide if there's any of them I want to save. First of all, I look and see if there are any illustrations. And there are none. So I will then think about whether I want to keep the title page. It doesn't really have any title page, so I don't think I'm going to save any of this. No blank pages in the back, so, and I'm not going to tear it apart. I don't save all the spines. I still feel like this can go in the recycling, and that's what I'm going to do with it. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. This has a neat cover. I think these Madge Morton books were like a series of books, and probably for more of a young adult, maybe, who knows. So I really like it when people write their names in the front. That's kind of cool. So I can see right there that I can see the book cloth. It's got a pretty bad crack there, and this is cracked too. I'm gonna take that one off. I'll save that page. Okay, so I'm going to stick my fingers in here, just kind of loosen it up. And working from the back, I'm going to cut here, cutting through that. See the book cloth right there, so I'm cutting through that. It cuts pretty easily. Sometimes it just tears. And on this one, yeah, once again, I can see, you know, the book cloth right there, so I'm just going to be able to cut right through that easily. Great. And a great cover. It has no holes or tears in it. I like the size of it. You know, it'll be great for just a naked journal. That's what I'll probably do with this one. And I'm going to save this page and this page. Look at that. I think I might want to save this title page here. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'll put my glasses on. So I'm going to go to the center of the signature, which I just keep flipping here until I see the threads. There it is, right there. You can see the threads right here. So I'm just going to take my knife, cut those threads. They come off pretty easy. Now I lifted off the whole signature. Here it is. And I'm going to decide which of these pages I want to save. I might save that one just because it has the lady's wrote her name on it. That's a blank page, but look, see, here's the picture, so I want to save that. And there's the title page, and I want to save that. And I think that's it. We'll put this with my ones I reuse. This will go with the rest of it for recycling. And I'm going to tuck these pages that I'm saving right inside, so when I put this together, I'll use those pages as part of the journal. And on this, I'll save that. Even though it has writing on this side, it's blank on this side, so that's good. I can use that. Now then, I mean, I could use these pages for pockets and for tags and for collage, but I have so many, and I don't really, this paper is not good quality. It's really brittle. If you bend it, it just tears really easy. So it's not really good for anything but recycling. And I might save the spine on this one though, because the pages are so brittle, they're going to tear off easy. So I think I will do that. And then that way the pages can just go right into the recycling. Let's see, there's an illustration. I forgot to check for illustrations. I will save that page. Let's see if there's any more in here. I didn't think I saw any. Not very many. Okay, I'm just going to continue ripping it apart then. I love this. This has a lot of neat texture. I like to take these spines like this, especially when they have a lot of texture, and use them in a journal, like to make a cover. So if I make a file folder cover and I want to do like something kind of like patchwork with some fabric and lots of texture, I'll use a piece of this. That'd be cool. Don't quite want that big of a piece there. Seems to tear off a little easier from the front. There we go. Cool. Love the spine. Look at all that neat texture. Love it. Save that. And these can go in the recycling. Okay, I've got one more here to do. Let's see what it's like. This one looks a little nicer. The pages haven't quite yellowed so much, so I think they're in a little bit better shape. Let's check for illustrations before I go tearing it up. See if there's anything in there I want to save. Usually I can just tell by flipping through like this. I don't see any. Yeah, don't really see anything I want to save in here. Somebody wrote in the cover here, it says Mazana J. Incador, bought in 1887. Wow. I didn't think that book was that old. Let's see if there's a date. Yeah, it says here 1887. Romance of Two Worlds. Sometimes if I'm not sure if it's a valuable, I might look it up on eBay just to see, you know, if people are selling it and how much they're selling it for. So in that case, I don't think I'm going to take this one apart. It's like I said, it's pretty good condition. It's all, you know, the spine looks pretty good. I might save that one. And so instead, I'll just take apart a different one. Let me find another one over here. How about this one? This one's in very bad condition. Looks like possibly an animal chewed on it here. I don't know. It's weird how that looks. Probably will have to... I'm going to put a new spine on this one, so I'm just going to take the covers on it and not worry about trying to save that spine. So there's a nice, and but it does have a pretty cover. There's some fabric there. Let me cut that. You know, I like this cover. Look at the picture. It's kind of Art Deco or something. There is, you know, a lot of fading right there, but it's not too bad. So definitely could use that. And the back cover is very similar condition. It's mostly in the spine where it's bad. So I think I'll save this page. I really love the dark grunginess of that. And this is kind of interesting. I might use some of that in some collage. So those two I'll save. Excuse me. Yeah, the text is Very dark. It's nice text. I mean, if I didn't already have a bunch of paper like this, I would save that for collage. I am saving this. Oh, it's the Count of Monte Cristo. I wasn't sure what it was because you couldn't read the title. Let me save that. So I might save that. I can actually, I might use this in the journal. I can always mount this with some glue stick on another piece of paper that's in better condition because, you know, this paper is, you know, it's very thin. It's very fragile. I don't think I want to save it. Okay, so let's take the back cover off. Very little book cloth holding this together. So there's that. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to save that spine. So let's see if I could just rip it. Yeah. Then that's kind of interesting. I might save some of that for, it's kind of grungy looking for collage. And this could be torn up into little bits and used in tags or something, so I think I'm going to save that. And this looks like it's ready to peel off, and if it peels off, I would, definitely use that. Yeah, just kind of some neat texture there. Could be used in little bits of it, on a tag or something. So let's see. So we have the back cover. And might have to do a little repairing there. Let's save that. And there's the front cover. So this book, this one would have gone to the garbage, but now it will actually be a journal cover, and I think it'll be pretty. So that's being saved. So now that's it. So I will recycle these, and I don't think there's anything in there that I want to save. Nope. So anyway, hope you enjoyed watching that, and maybe you learned a little bit of something. When I'm ready to work on some of these, maybe I will do another video. So kind of let me know what you think, if you like it, or if you want to make a comment, and or ask any questions about how I do this, or you'd be interested in seeing more of this, let me know. And thank you for watching.